What you doing? Ugh. Sorry about that. My camera ran out of film at the worst possible moment. But anyway, as they once said on Dancing with the Stars, I guess that's the situation. Who am I kidding? Anyway. But I lost my train of thought while I was uploading the video. But I mean, that's one thing I've noticed as well. Is that it seems like a lot of good cartoons, especially superhero cartoons on both DC and Marvel's side, they both seem to always get rid of the good shows. And I don't know what it is. Is it the fact that people lose passion over it? Is it because of money troubles? Don't really know. I really would like to know. I mean, I'm sad to see Batman Brave and the Bold go because it's only got like 3 seasons, and why would you cancel that? Why would you cancel Wolverine and the X-Men? Why would you cancel Spectacular Spider-Man? This makes no sense to me. These are shows that were doing very well, were making quite a bit of money, I would think, especially out the merchandise. I don't know. I honestly can't say. But I also kind of wanted to talk to you guys because this was something I thought about making a video about. But I'm going to explain to you guys why do I love comic books so much. That's one thing that everybody seems to not get or ask me a lot is why do I love comic books so much? It's more an ideology. It's the idea of the superhero. It's the idea of the everyday Joe who either gains abilities like Peter Parker or people that were just born for greatness like Superman. I mean, characters, or even, characters like Bruce Wayne who had a tragic event happen to them, i.e. Bruce Wayne's parents being killed, or, Oliver Queen being stranded on an island and learning to fire a bow just from a stick and from a piece of string, and having to survive on his own in an island wilderness. These are things that you look at. That's one thing I think about superheroes that intrigues me, but I think that a lot of people gravitate towards is seeing said character struggle, seeing not only their internal struggle, but their struggle with their own mortality, their own humanity, if you will. That always intrigued me. Superman is what? An alien from another world. He, supposedly in Kryptonian years, he's thousands of years, away. He's basically gone to Earth. He comes to Earth. He's raised by, Ma and Pa Kent, Jonathan and Martha Kent. A farmer and almost like, a housewife, if you will. And Clark grows into a very, he grows up to be, in a sense, a farm boy. Or, take Bruce Wayne, a kid who loved adventure movies. And his parents get killed by a mugger, all because they were trying to take a shortcut to meet with Alfred. And both his parents are murdered in front of him, and Bruce Wayne just has the blood of his parents on his hands, basically. Or you see, Diana Prince, or Diana of Themyscira, Wonder Woman, who became an ambassador of the man, who defied her mother and ended up winning, the Themysciran Games and became, Wonder Woman. Or Hal Jordan, since the Ryan Reynolds movie's coming out next year. I mean, look at Hal Jordan, a very cocky, arrogant test pilot who is lifted to the crash site of Abin Sur, who proceeds to give him the Green Lantern power ring, and Hal Jordan from there must learn not only how to wield the ring, but Hal Jordan in DC mythology ends up becoming the greatest Green Lantern. And when asked why Hal Jordan was always the #1 lantern that the Guardians turned to, how the first human lantern was the greatest, the Guardians said that Hal Jordan had the ability to overcome fear. And everybody said, well, Superman's from another world. How can he, function with humanity? Because Superman did not know Jor-El, but he thinks of Earth as his home. He feels a need to protect it because he does not want to lose Earth like, Krypton is forever lost to him. John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, same vitality, if you will. His family, his wife and children, everyone that he knew of the Green Martian race were assassinated by the White Martians on Mars. He was the only survivor. And Jean's biggest struggle is learning to fit in with Earth, but also learning the customs and getting used to the fact that there are good people on Earth and that there are bad people on Earth. Or Red Tornado. Red Tornado is an android who wants to be human, and when he finally gets that wish, it's crushed by him by Solomon Grundy, who proceeds to tear apart his human form and nearly kills him. That is the idea of the superhero to me, is an average everyday person. I mean, look at Steve Rogers, a frail little skinny kid who got rejected by the army, given this, serum that supposedly pushed him to the peak of human perfection. Tony Stark, a cocky weapons maker who, ironically, is almost killed by one of his own devices and has shrapnel near his heart that he has to keep an electromagnetic generator in his, connected to his own heart. Or even Bruce Banner, saved Rick Jones's life, but ended up getting nearly what should have incinerated him, beyond normal capacity. He ended up absorbing that energy and becoming the Hulk, a being of pure rage incarnate, rage and power incarnate. The bottom line of what I'm trying to say is that the idea of the superhero is a concept that should be respected. It is an ideology, and it is one that I sadly feel in today's society is not really, it's just frowned upon. It's like, oh, it's Batman, it's Superman. Okay, but Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all these characters, they teach morals. They teach kids ideologies, and positive ones. Even a character as dark and gritty as the Punisher has at least, 1 or 2 good morals to teach children. I mean, there's even if you don't know what I mean, there's an issue of a comic, or at least something that I'm sure you can find online, where the Punisher basically beats up a kid that idolizes him and tells him, no, this is my cross to bear. I'm the only one who's going to hell for this. I don't want you or anybody else like you going to hell for my sins. Or something along those lines. Anybody who has the accurate translation, please post a link.